Before proceeding, viewers are advised to carefully consider the content. All information presented in this statement is accurate without exaggeration or out-of-context edits. This is the official testimony from the defense team and Cassie Ventura during the federal trial on May 15, 2025. Certain words have been censored to comply with YouTube's regulations. What you are about to hear is an audio recording with a voiceover of the testimony from the fourth day of the Sean Diddy Combs trial. The information is sourced from Courtroom Reporter of Inner City Press on the XCOM platform. All parties are considered innocent until proven guilty. Viewers are invited to assess and listen for themselves. This is the full rebuttal testimony presented by Cassie Ventura on that day, presented in its entirety from start to finish. Cassie Ventura once held a deep admiration for Mr. Combs. Surely you can't miss this part of the trial, right? What do you think about Cassie's testimony? Leave your thoughts in the comments below. If you believe Cassie will bring the truth to light, drop a 1, if not comment 0, and don't forget to hit like if you found this video helpful, and subscribe to the channel so you won't miss out on the latest hot updates. Cassie Ventura confirmed that she had taken care of Mr. Combs for 11 years. According to her, he was someone who transcended all limits, a version of himself larger than life. While many referred to him by his nicknames, Diddy or Puff Daddy, Mr. Combs would call himself Sean. Cassie knew a side of him that the rest of the world could not see. When the prosecution objected to this, the court dismissed their argument. Cassie also admitted that she had reconciled with Mr. Combs several times over the 11 years. When asked about their romantic relationship, she stated that she didn't consider it getting back together, but believed that Mr. Combs had feelings for her as well. When he betrayed her, it caused her pain, but not always. The defense requested to present evidence to support this claim, but the prosecution objected, arguing that it was not valid evidence. The judge also agreed with this stance. The court continued to ask Cassie Ventura to read a text message aloud and explain the reason for sending it. She stated that the message was sent to inform Mr. Combs that she would be going out for dinner. However, she was unsure of what happened afterward in their relationship, only knowing that at that time they were still in love and she had taken the initiative to reach out. Despite the prosecution once again objecting to the authenticity of the reason provided, their objection was overruled. Cassie Ventura then read aloud an email from 2009, which stated, "I love you, smiley face. I'll fly anywhere for you. I love you, Cass." The prosecution continued to object, claiming it was just a rumor, but the judge instructed the defense to proceed with further questioning regarding the BlackBerry phone. When asked about the term BG, Cassie Ventura replied that it referred to her daughter, who was saying she was hungry. Mr. Combs responded, "We love each other so much that we don't do anything else." When asked how long they had been together, she answered approximately 2.5 years. Cassie Ventura was then asked to read passage 1364 from the documents, which included the following: "You never talked to me. You didn't even try. You rushed to hang up. I'm really hurt. I don't need your money. I just need your care." Cassie Ventura expressed her desire for special moments with Mr. Combs. She testified that she once told him, "I love you so much. You make me a better woman." She confirmed that she had written those messages, which also included, "I can't wait until we have a child of our own." Despite knowing that Mr. Combs already had 6 children at the time, she still sent such messages. She mentioned that these messages might seem peculiar to some, as she knew it didn't matter whether it was the weekend or a regular day. What mattered was the sentiment. According to the testimony, Mr. Combs mentioned that Cassie could call Jules. Cassie asked if she could do so and received an affirmative response. This was considered a clear message from her regarding an upcoming event. At this point, the prosecution objected, and the court was adjourned for a 1-hour break as directed by the judge. When the trial resumed, both sides continued with their proceedings. Mr. Combs sent a message to Ms. Ventura, and she responded very clearly. This was 2 days after they had planned for a fun event. Mr. Combs said, "I want to see." Ms. Ventura replied that she couldn't wait either, writing, "I feel like I want to see." Continuing, Mr. Combs said, "I'm so excited, I can't focus." Her response was that she would go to Duane Reade to buy candles and set up the room. The prosecution asked if Ms. Ventura understood that Mr. Combs would be filming another video of her, but the judge dismissed the question, stating it was speculative. The defense continued to ask if she had any pills with her, and she confirmed that she did, adding that she had taken opiates. She admitted to having deleted a video from her device and wrote that she needed to feel that this was her husband, the only person who would see this private side of her. Ms. Ventura also expressed concerns about whether Mr. Combs was only meeting her for intimate relations in that way. Their relationship had not been made public. When asked about the peculiar individuals, she confirmed that they were very important to them. Cassie Ventura recalled her 21st birthday party in Las Vegas, where Britney Spears' Dallas and Austin were in attendance. They came to the party because of Sean Combs. She was praised for being beautiful and alluring. Tommy Matta, a renowned producer and rising star, also appeared in the testimony. After signing with Bad Boy, things were still innocent between them. However, he had a less than smooth performance at the 106 and Park venue, which also affected Ms. Ventura. Afterward, they made a video together on YouTube. Mr. Combs once said, "Everyone makes mistakes." Cassie Ventura mentioned that there were times when she couldn't even hear herself in the lyrics of the songs. She also dated a man named Leslie who was 10 years older than her. Later, Cassie Ventura traveled to Miami with Mr. Combs. The event flyer was used as an excuse for them to spend time together. Additionally, she had a tattoo of her ex-boyfriend Leslie's initials on her body. When asked about the number of tattoos, Cassie answered that she had 3 tattoos, including one on her arm, and she confirmed that she had no regrets about them. At that moment, the prosecution objected to the question, citing relevance, but the judge overruled and instructed them to continue asking. Mr. Combs had also taught her how to perform oral sex. When asked if she could read it, she replied affirmatively and mentioned that it amused her because it was from 2007. In one text message, Cassie wrote, "I feel protected. You're so sweet." The next message read, "I think Carrie is more suited for you. I'm hurt that you think I'm a bad person. You mean so much to me." When asked about the meaning of these messages, she explained that they were like a journal entry. Carrie Morgan was mentioned frequently. When asked if Mr. Combs was attracted to Carrie, she responded that there was an initial attraction, but the complexity of that feeling didn't last in their relationship. Regarding the peculiarities, Cassie admitted that sometimes Mr. Combs wore wigs and masks, something the public didn't know until November 2023. The prosecution objected to the question, and the judge instructed the defense to rephrase it. When asked whether Mr. Combs's career could be ruined after the lawsuit, she responded that it was understandable. Other messages showed Mr. Combs asking, "When are you getting your period?" and expressing desire. Ms. Ventura was asked how she felt about these messages and was told she didn't have to read them if she didn't want to. She agreed to read them, explaining that the O in the message had several O's following it. After a panic attack, she had sex with Mr. Combs. Mr. Combs asked about Ms. Ventura's period and when she climaxed in the context of their meetings and sexual encounters. There were instances where she saw him with another woman 2 or 3 times. When asked about Mr. Combs' lifestyle of partner swapping, she said no one brought it up afterward. Regarding secrecy, Ms. Ventura said she kept the bizarre aspects of the relationship from friends. Mr. Combs' assistant helped him significantly. When asked if an assistant was ever present during a date with an escort, she was unsure as she was high and couldn't recall much. She stated her privacy was heavily violated in the relationship. This information is from July 2012. Ms. Ventura once told Mr. Combs, "I'm craving and bored after a meltdown." Numerous related messages were presented at the trial. The prosecution requested that the witness be allowed to read the entire document, and when the judge asked how many pages, they were told 8 pages. However, the prosecution stated there was no copy available for the witness. The defense requested that the messages be displayed on a screen, but not in a public area. When asked about her relationship with Mr. Combs, Cassie confirmed that he often belittled her, but also sent encouraging words calling her queen. At this point, the judge requested a follow-up question, then asked, "What would trigger the incessant calls from Mr. Combs to you?" The answer was anger and suspicion about her whereabouts. If Mr. Combs suspected her of cheating, he would call her repeatedly. The prosecution objected, but the judge allowed the question to stand. Next, Cassie was asked if Mr. Combs had good taste. She replied that he did, influencing her fashion and style, with people admiring his style. When asked if she sought his advice on her appearance, Cassie admitted she sometimes received unsolicited advice. When asked if Mr. Combs continued running his company despite his psychological issues, Cassie confirmed he maintained his work. The next question addressed Mr. Combs' addictions, to which she responded that he was addicted to success and substances like drugs. Cassie said Mr. Combs discussed this, and she witnessed him using. Regarding Mr. Combs' mood, Cassie stated he became more irritable when he didn't have drugs. When further questioned about other drugs, he was addicted to the prosecution, objected for lack of foundation, but the judge allowed the question to proceed without requiring specific foundation. Cassie was then asked about the drugs Mr. Combs used, responding that he was addicted to drugs daily, and when he used them, she observed him trying to detox. Moving to Exhibit GX411, the prosecution again objected, arguing it was not yet admissible evidence. However, the exhibits continued to be presented. In one message, Cassie wrote, "You love our FOSS when we both want it to," which Mr. Combs replied, "I want to go crazy right now," and Cassie responded that she wanted the same. In the subsequent messages, Mr. Combs asked if Cassie wanted to meet someone named Jules. Her response was neither yes nor no, but "love you." The next exchange showed Mr. Combs asking, "Do I have your permission to set up some freaky fun?" Cassie replied, "Ovulating." Later, Mr. Combs asked about a hotel, and Cassie responded that she could go to Pleasure Chest. If you're shocked by this conversation, don't forget to leave your thoughts in the comments. What do you think about these details in the trial? Share your opinion, and don't forget to like the video. If you found it interesting, hit subscribe to stay updated with more hot content from this case. Regarding sex toys, Cassie explained she would get lubricant and outfits. Mr. Combs wrote, "Have fun. Impress me." Cassie replied, "Okay," and then Mr. Combs asked if they could kiss a lot. Cassie agreed and wrote that she forgot her iPad, though it's unclear who or what iPad refers to. In June 2017, Mr. Combs wrote, "I'll be there right after my session." When asked if Cassie recalled any arguments from that time, she couldn't remember specific details. Later, Cassie mentioned a game a friend taught her to rekindle the romantic spark in the bedroom through different actions. Both participated in a role-playing game that started at 10:00 p.m. and didn't end until 8:00 a.m. Continuing the conversation, Cassie recalled that Mr. Combs suggested, "Let's buy some outfits and go to a sex club." Later, Mr. Combs sent a surprise package sent from out of state. "Why can't I reach you?" Her response was, "I'm getting my eyebrows done." Cassie then admitted knowing that Mr. Combs was about to meet Kim Porter, and when asked how she felt about Gina, Cassie said it caused arguments and made her feel sad. Mr. Combs believed Cassie was unfaithful and reacted in a very frightening way. One message he wrote was, "Let's do something different in NYC this weekend. FYI, Dave hit me." When asked what hit meant, Cassie explained it was slang for contacted and said Daniel had also contacted her. Mr. Combs was upset because Cassie didn't respond to messages quickly enough and said, "You better put me on VIP vibrate mode or something." Cassie admitted she told Mr. Combs to come to NYC with the understanding that an incident might occur. Next, Cassie was asked about the Book of Mormon and confirmed it was a secret club, though its nature was unclear. When asked about that night, Mr. Combs texted, "You ready for tonight?" Cassie replied, "Yeah, I just need to grab some stuff." A conversation followed with a cryptic response. "This isn't about how I feel, is it?" However, Cassie wrote, "Even though you think you're Bruce Willis, you're not. Your kid was still a baby when we started dating. If you see him on social media vacationing with others, it's heartbreaking." Regarding her relationship with Mr. Combs, Cassie wrote, "I don't want to be a side chick, but I'll treat you like a king." Additionally, there was a message stating you wanted to be the main girlfriend in 2013. When asked about Mr. Combs' social media posts with other girlfriends, Cassie admitted feeling jealous in some situations. Finally, the question was raised whether Mr. Combs suspected Cassie was involved with someone in the industry. The response was Miss Scooty. Cassie confirmed that Mr. Combs thought collaborating with Miss Scooty would benefit her career. She explained they started a relationship with Miss Scooty because they enjoyed each other's company, and despite a prior break with Mr. Combs, their relationship still included playful banter. Mr. Combs discovered you met someone else by going through your phone. You knew he was upset about this, and in fact, he had previously assaulted you. You felt safer with others present. Your relationship with Miss Scooty only lasted a month, and you used a disposable phone for it, correct? After you met Miss Scooty, Mr. Combs kicked you in the back. This incident occurred later in your relationship when Mr. Combs suspected you cheated on him with Kid Cudi. He occasionally brought it up saying, "Oh, you cheated with Kid Cudi, didn't you?" This question arose when he suspected you were unfaithful with someone else in the industry. While you were in South Africa filming, you saw a photo of Mr. Combs with Gina and felt angry. At that time, you decided to block Mr. Combs and focus on the film. You tried your best to stay focused. However, Mr. Combs still suspected you were involved with someone else, even Michael B. Jordan. You sent a video not only to Mr. Combs, but also to an employee named Drock. You did this out of anger at everyone feeling hurt, even though you had given them all your time. Mr. Combs was violent toward you during the relationship, and your father along with your mother knew about it. Regarding Mr. Combs traveling to Connecticut to speak with your parents, you're uncertain about the timing. However, Carrie Morgan was aware of the abuse. An incident occurred when you were getting your eyebrows done and Mr. Combs didn't answer his phone, then went to sleep. You had to pack for a trip. Mr. Combs was intoxicated at the time, but you don't clearly recall the details. He might have had a drink at the monastery with something in it. When he was drunk, did Mr. Combs ever abuse you? You remember him saying he couldn't recall what happened after getting drunk. You felt he didn't take responsibility for his actions, especially regarding drugs, and you considered both of you going to rehab. Rehab wasn't really part of your relationship. Panic attacks became opportunities for you and Mr. Combs to use drugs together. You attended events like Burning Man multiple times. You also admitted to calling yourself a party drug girlfriend. Did you ever use drugs without Mr. Combs knowing the answer is yes, and his reaction was intense and explosive? Mr. Combs told drug dealers in LA not to sell to you. You told Ms. Cororm that you only found out after Mr. Combs dangled Ms. Bongolan off a balcony. However, you're unsure about the details. You don't recall if Mr. Combs used drugs, but according to records, you used a lot of drugs during that period. You said it was a very difficult time in your life. You sought help at a rehab center called Golden Door, known as a spa. However, there was a period when you lost your sense of smell and taste, and when you came to, you found yourself in a hospital with an IV in your arm. This was a sign of your serious attempt to get help. Later, you discovered that Mr. Combs had overdosed on a powerful opioid. The next time you faced an addiction to painkillers. You used Ibane, didn't you? Where did you get it? Cancun, Mexico. On one occasion, Mr. Combs kicked you off a yacht in Cancun, accusing you of using drugs and even squeezing your foot, among other violent actions. Yet you still wanted to stay with him, didn't you? You did. Switching to a different story. Do you recall Mr. Combs carrying a gun to look for Suge Knight? Did you tell the government you went with him? No, you don't remember saying that. However, the prosecution stated that you didn't go with them, and they continued their investigation. You also had a notable incident involving Ms. Morgan, didn't you? You recall telling the government you didn't see what Mr. Combs did. You saw him hit Ms. Morgan on the head with a wooden coat hanger. You could tell he was furious because you had done this with Carrie. This led to the end of your 17-year friendship with her. Did you share details about your relationship with your current husband with Mr. Combs? No, you didn't tell him about that relationship. Ms. Morgan sued both you and Mr. Combs, and you had to pay a portion of the settlement. After that, you lost contact with her except possibly for one message. Regarding the incident at the Intercontinental Hotel, do you remember it? The prosecutor stated that it was a lengthy document requiring time to review. They then noted that on March 4th, these messages were sent from UCT. Mr. Combs referenced accessories for a launch, and you sent him a clear message. He responded sarcastically, saying it was a shame you had to work. In a later conversation, Mr. Combs shared that he had just come from a spiritual therapy session. You asked him how did it go. He replied, It's a process. This led to an incident at the hotel where you felt confused and said, "Baby, I want a pho so bad." You were asked directly and said you didn't want Mr. Combs to ruin your launch. He then suggested starting at 7 p.m. and going until 4 a.m. so you could rest afterward. You agreed, noting it would be a shorter party than usual. How did you feel at the time? You told Carrie it couldn't happen at your place. You also mentioned that the guy was sick, and you didn't want to elaborate on what you meant. Then you turned to Johnny and asked if he was a dancer or an escort. You said we hired him as a dancer, but he did things an escort would typically do. So do you recall the first time this bizarre incident happened at the Intercontinental? You replied that you don't really remember clearly. The drug you mentioned was MDMA, right? You replied that you didn't know. Things started getting complicated as witnesses and lawyers continued working during the trial. At the end of the trial day, the judge looked at the clock and told the jurors it was time to go home. He reminded them not to look up any information related to the case. The judge then adjourned the court and said to Cassie Ventura, who had just finished a day on the witness stand, "Thank you, Miss Ventura." After the jurors and witnesses left, the judge turned to the attorneys to discuss the next steps of the trial. Attorney Estava, representing Combs, responded that they would need to review the trial's extended duration. Then the prosecution's representative, Mr. Johnson, stated that the government anticipated about 30 minutes of redirect examination for Cassie Ventura. The next day, the Leadership Council of Combs Agnifil stated, "We will resolve this tomorrow." The judge reminded the prosecution to be ready with their next witnesses and asked who would be next. The government replied that it would be Don Richard. Before the end of the trial day, the judge declared, "If there are any further issues, someone needs to email the court." This could hint at concerns or unresolved disputes. In the end, no issues were raised, and the judge announced, "The court is adjourned. That's all for today." What do you think about Cassie Ventura's cross-examination? Do you think the defense team did a better job than the prosecution or vice versa? We'll see each other again tomorrow. Don't forget to like the video if you enjoy these dramatic moments and hit subscribe to make sure you don't miss any updates on this intense case. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next video with even more shocking moments.